according to CNBC, Ron DeSantis is about to kick off his presidential campaign. This is a grave mistake. This is a grave error. And it's really simple. There is so much fervor behind Donald Trump. Like him, love him, hate him, it doesn't matter. But trying to get in the ring with Donald Trump is not a good reason for not just the very fact of getting in with a New Yorker who loves slugging it out. I'm when you have this laid out in front of you, when you only have to wait 4 more years, you're in a state that you own. And I haven't done my 100 hours of research on Ron DeSantis, but when you own a state, a huge state as it is in Florida, and you have all the momentum you need, you're not going to save the details, right? But you have all the momentum. Basically, you just won by 20 points, re-election, and you have all the momentum, and you have someone who you got to read the tea leaves here. The country, many people in your camp are itching to have a revenge match, a rubber match with Donald Trump and Joe Biden here, and Donald Trump having his ballot harvesting operation, hopefully up to par, up to speed with the Democrats' ballot harvesting operation. So we shall see. But as the whole point of this is, Ron DeSantis, what are you doing? You have 4 more years to do amazing things in Florida. And this could go for anybody. I don't care if you got an R next to your name or D, it doesn't matter. But just, again, read the tea leaves here, what's going on in understanding patterns and pattern recognition. You only have 4 more years to wait to do more great stuff for your state, presumably, right? Have more people love you. And you've got Donald Trump out of the way. Instead, you're going to say, I'm going to get in the ring, slug it out with this guy. And, I haven't seen very many people, and again, I know they're out there, but let's be honest, DeSantis doesn't have a huge chance against Trump because of the fervor, because of what people want to see, and the type of personality Donald Trump is versus Ron DeSantis. Ron DeSantis could be a great political candidate 4 years from now and have an 8-year run, right? Just theoretically. But he can do a lot of damage. It's the risk versus the reward thing. Why? I know he thinks, oh, hey, I've got a 20-point advantage. I've got this great momentum. I got to capitalize on it. But at the same time, what's hard in the current political system, in this fiat legacy monetary system, is we have a high time preference problem. We have this problem where it's YOLO. You only live once, and you think like, I just gotta have it now. I gotta have it now. And quite honestly, Ron is young. He's half the age or something of Donald Trump. There is no reason. You can slow play this. There's no reason. Have low time preference. The one way that DeSantis though could beat Donald Trump is if he said, I want to make Bitcoin legal tender and it become the new reserve currency. This is the way Donald Trump could be beaten by Ron DeSantis within his own party, and he could have that. That is the outlier. He would have the complete support of the Bitcoin community. There's a few people, Vivek and RFK, have talked about Bitcoin a lot and say it's great and wonderful, we need to do this. But if Ron DeSantis came out full throat and said, nope, that's it. Bitcoin is the standard. It's the fairest. It is the standard for which all things in the world are measured and should be measured. The control experiment as is Bitcoin, and everything in the world should be measured against this, and gave the United States that leg up and to immediately cement their legacy, their superpower status, really forever, and be the first nation really truly at a high level, printing currency, printing fake dollars, fake fiat, and just trading them for actual real money, the hardest asset humans have ever discovered. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that chess move? That would be checkmate. That would be absolute checkmate, not just on Donald Trump, not just on America, but on the rest of the world. You would put everyone on notice, and you would cement yourself as the new leader of the world for really into perpetuity, cementing yourself with Bitcoin. And we're not going to go in today. You can go do your research, trust but verify, and the things we talk about here all the time. You can go and do the details and do your homework on why Bitcoin will do exactly what I just said. But I can guarantee you, Bitcoin will do such thing. Whoever chooses to do that, that's why El Salvador, which means the savior, is on that road. They are on that road to becoming one of the wealthiest countries in the world in the next decade, next 2 decades, next 3 decades. They will be the people that everyone looks to and says, wow, look at the George Washington there. Look at Nayib Bukele. Look at these people who had the foresight to see what was going on. And Ron DeSantis has that ability. Now, this is, again, we don't care either way. right? Bitcoiners stand back. I see two things. I see DeSantis making a foolish political decision and understanding that he has no reason to really get in this fight right now. There's no reason to get in this fight because you have momentum, maybe in your state, maybe locally, but Trump, I believe, still has big advantages in the polling there in Florida. But the one way to get all the Bitcoiner support around you, a massive community, you're looking at tens of millions, possibly 100 million plus people around the world to be supporting you. Whoever comes out and supports Bitcoin full throat, full stop, has all the support in the world. They have massive wealth behind them then. They have massive, huge social layer. Bitcoin, there's nothing like the Bitcoin social layer. Catholicism, there's nothing. There's nothing that has the social layer behind it like Bitcoin does. So, and saying that as a Catholic as well, right? The Catholics are going through a challenging time, if you will. And there's just nothing like the Bitcoin social layer is what I'm talking about. The megaphone and the talking and the clout, the momentum. And they have it to back it up. That's the beautiful part about Bitcoin. Hard money, sound money, you can't F with, as the Bitcoin community says. It has all the clout, has all the attacks behind it, and going through and defeating every attack so far over and over, nation state attacks, all the way on down. And Bitcoin just keeps chugging every 10 minutes, TikTok, next block. This would be the defining moment of the DeSantis candidacy if he decided to do that. And again, he still don't have to get in, which he should not get in. He should not get in because it's a dumb political move. But it could usher in the Bitcoin standard, which if he's smart, he would do it. And ironically, it would be the best move of all time for all people on Earth, not just in America, but for Earth. Can you imagine all of a sudden being in Thailand or being in Nigeria, being anywhere, and being able to be banked all of a sudden? You can't get a bank account, a legacy bank account. The IMF won't let you, the banks won't let you because you have no assets, or you're deemed to be a terrorist, or you're deemed this and that, or you're wrongfully accused, or whatever. But Bitcoin, all you need is an internet connection. That's it. Or you don't even need one. You can a mesh network, ham radio or something. You can be given wealth and property rights like that. Everyone wants to talk. Everyone's going to flap their gums and say, oh, I'm about environmentalism. Well, then you should love Bitcoin because it's vast majority renewable energy. Or I'm for I'm for social justice. Or I'm for this and that. Well, guess what? Bitcoin does all of that. It banks the unbanked, banks the underbanked. But so many people smoke themselves out, showing the charlatans they truly are. And this is most politicians, this is most average Joes on the street. They have no idea, have shown they're behind because they don't do the work, they won't put in the work, or they've done some of the work and they still don't get it. Broken brain disease, BBD. So DeSantis shouldn't get in. Read the tea leaves. You only have to wait 4 years, do amazing things, and ride that wave. Ride that wave. There's no reason to cut your career short right now and get into a slings and arrows fight with the master of slings and arrows fights. Again, it's gonna be hilarious, it's gonna be comical, but this is a clown world collapsing in on itself. Politics is not the answer. You have to be informed in politics, and you should be getting into your local politics, because bottom-up grassroots politics in your locale, in your municipality, in your city, in your township, in your PTA, you should be doing those meetings once or twice a year, a couple times a year, because that's what informed citizens do. That's what good, common sense adults do. They pay attention to what their surroundings and what they're doing. As Ben Franklin said, if you're not involved in politics, you will be governed by your inferiors. And that's exactly what we have done as an apathetic, indifferent country in America. We have let the ruling class take over because we have discarded our responsibility as the 99% and given it to the bottom rung of society, which is, in many cases, the unproductive class. And we have let them eschew in a new standard of living for us, a brave new world, if you will. So it's a message to Ron DeSantis. If you were smart, you wouldn't get in. But if you do get in, the way you win is to usher in the Bitcoin standard, and you completely separate yourself from everyone else, because Donald Trump has not done it. I don't think he likes Bitcoin. He doesn't even get it. He doesn't understand it. I think he's anti-CBDC. DeSantis is fortunately anti-CBDC. Robert F. Kennedy is anti-CBDC. Vivek is anti-CBDC. However, RFK and Vivek are both pro-Bitcoin. They understand it. They get the hard money standard. They understand, they see what people who have done the work, they see that future, and they see what's coming in the future decades because of the shifts in technology, the shifts in culture, the shifts in demographics, the shift from centralization to decentralization, the shifts from inflationary fiat to deflationary sound money. Please share this out. Elgrim hates truth. Hates truth. They, if I was showing my stuff, all day, every day, and I was like taking clothes off, if I had 19 girls on this and, streaming it or whatever, like, yeah, great. Like the YouTube algorithm would love that. And, it's probably because society wants that right now. They want to discard reality. They want to, forego their responsibility and accountability. So that's great. I've had many people ask, and so I'm responding because I've had many people ask, why isn't this growing faster? And as great as that would be, that's a high time preference world. We got to put in the work. We have to show what we're doing here. We have to share it out and build the community of people we want to see and overwhelm the system. That's why the more people that we have doing this, the better. So I appreciate you. Please share us out. Question everything with boldness, even the existence of God himself. It's not financial advice. It's freedom advice. And I appreciate you coming to my TED Talk. I look forward to seeing you on the next one.